You will be tested, not just once, not only when you feel prepared, but every single day. Life doesn't wait for you to catch your breath. It doesn't care about your doubts or your fears. It's relentless. It will push you to your limits. And it will ask one brutal question. Are you strong enough to withstand the storm? To stand unbroken when the world tries to tear you down? Being mentally bulletproof isn't about being emotionless. It's not about shutting down or pretending you're invincible. It's about cultivating a power inside that no external force can shake. A force that lets you hold your ground with fierce clarity, control, and confidence, even when everything around you is chaos. The battlefield where this fight takes place is your own mind. If you don't take control of it, it will control you. The people, the pressures, the problems, they don't have to define you unless you let them. Most go through life reacting, letting their emotions hijack their decisions, letting fear decide their fate. But when you master your mind, you flip the script. When stress knocks at your door, instead of asking, "Why me?" or "How did this happen?" ask yourself, "What am I going to do about this?" That simple question shifts you from victim to warrior. It's the moment you stop being at the mercy of circumstances and start owning your story. This mindset is your first line of defense, your mental armor, because no one else can fight your battles for you, but you can fight them for yourself. Emotional control is often misunderstood as being cold or detached, but it is anything but. It is the superpower that separates the weak from the resilient. Strong people feel everything deeply, fear, anger, pain, but they don't let those feelings pull the trigger on their actions. Instead, they observe themselves in the heat of the moment. They breathe, they pause, and they respond with intention, not impulse. Imagine walking into a room where everything is on the line, where one wrong word or one rash decision could mean disaster. Most would crumble or explode. But the mentally bulletproof? They remain steady. They know that feelings are information, not orders. The ability to stay calm under pressure, to choose your response rather than be controlled by your reaction. That's what builds true strength. Practice this every day. When you feel your emotions rising, stop. Take a breath. Watch your mind. That pause isn't hesitation. It's power. Pressure isn't the enemy. It's the fire that tempers you. The same heat that melts ordinary steel also forges the strongest blades. When life squeezes you, don't shrink. Don't fold. Remember that every hardship, every challenge is an opportunity to grow tougher, sharper, and more focused. When the weight of the world feels unbearable, say to yourself, "This is my forge. This is where I am made." This mindset shift transforms stress from a threat into an advantage. It makes you see adversity not as punishment, but as training, a relentless teacher sculpting your character. It's not about avoiding pressure. It's about embracing it, leaning into it, knowing that it is shaping you into someone who can withstand anything. You must have a code, your own unbreakable set of values that guides you when everything else is uncertain. When the world tries to define you, when opinions, judgments, and chaos swirl around you, your code is your anchor. It is your truth. You don't live to please others or chase approval. You live by principles that cannot be compromised. Courage, integrity, loyalty, these aren't just words. They are commitments you make to yourself and uphold no matter what. When you know who you are and what you stand for, no external pressure can shake your foundation. Your code becomes your compass in the darkest storms. It keeps you grounded, focused, and strong. This is what it means to be mentally bulletproof. It's not a state you're born into. It's a skill you build, day by day, choice by choice. You don't have to be in a battlefield or a high-risk situation to develop this strength. Every moment you face discomfort and choose discipline, every time you resist giving in to fear or anger, you're forging that armor. You're training your mind and your soul to hold fast when the world demands more than you think you have. It's a relentless pursuit of resilience, emotional mastery, and unwavering conviction. The most important battle you will ever face is not against an external enemy. It's inside your own mind. If you don't take control of your thoughts, your fears, and your doubts, someone else will. The world is full of distractions, opinions, and voices trying to pull you off course. Every day, you are bombarded with messages meant to confuse you, to scare you, to keep you small. But the moment you realize that your mind is the true battlefield, everything changes. Because if you don't command your mind will command you. It will steer you toward hesitation, weakness, and defeat. You have to learn to become the master of your mental domain. This means recognizing the power of your thoughts and emotions and not letting them run wild. It means training your brain to focus on what you want instead of what you fear. It's about shifting from reaction to response. When something happens that shakes you, the question isn't why me, it's what am I going to do about it? This simple shift changes your entire perspective. It flips the switch from victim to victor. When I say master your mind, I don't mean suppress your feelings or pretend you're invincible. That's not strength. That's denial. Real power comes from awareness. You must learn to observe your thoughts without judgment, to see your fears and anxieties as information, not commands. Imagine you are standing on the edge of a storm. The wind is howling, the sky is dark, the rain pelts down. You can either let the storm sweep you away, or you can plant your feet firmly and face it head-on. Mastering your mind means planting your feet, grounding yourself, and refusing to be swept off course. It's not easy. The mind wants to wander, to panic, to catastrophize. That's natural, but discipline trains it to do better. Every time you catch yourself slipping into doubt or despair, pull back. Take control. Redirect your focus to what you can control. Your actions, your attitude, your decisions. The world outside will always have chaos, but your inner world doesn't have to be chaotic too. You have the power to create calm, clarity, and confidence inside yourself, no matter what is happening around you. Think about the times you felt out of control. Maybe it was a moment of intense pressure, at work, at home, or in a crisis. When panic starts creeping in, your mind races with what-ifs and worst-case scenarios. This is the moment to take command. Breathe deeply, slow your thoughts. Don't let fear take the wheel. Instead, remind yourself, I am not my thoughts. I am the observer of my thoughts. I decide which thoughts to feed and which to starve. This kind of mental mastery is not something that happens overnight. It's built through consistent practice. It's like training a muscle. The more you work at it, the stronger it becomes. You develop mental resilience, a toughness that allows you to stay calm under fire, to make clear decisions when others panic. This resilience comes from repetition, choosing discipline over distraction, clarity over confusion, strength over surrender. It's about building habits that reinforce control. Meditate, journal, practice mindfulness, engage in deliberate reflection. These are not just buzzwords. They are tools that help you forge a mind that will not bend to pressure. Another vital part of mastering your mind is recognizing your mental triggers. What thoughts, situations, or people push you off balance? Awareness of these triggers is crucial because it allows you to prepare rather than react blindly. When you know your weaknesses, you can build defenses around them. It's like walking into a room with your guard up, ready for whatever comes at you. The goal isn't to avoid discomfort. That's impossible. The goal is to meet discomfort with control, to stare it down and say, "You will not break me." Remember, your mind will try to convince you that you're weaker than you are. It will tell you that the obstacles are too big, the odds are against you, that you're not enough. These are lies. Lies born from fear and insecurity. Your job is to see through them. When the negative thoughts rise, meet them with facts. Remind yourself of your past victories. Recall moments when you overcame doubt and fear. Let those memories be your fuel. Mastering your mind means taking responsibility for your inner dialogue. No one else controls your thoughts. No one else decides how you interpret your experiences. You do. This is freedom. This is power. When you harness it, you become unstoppable. The chaos outside loses its power over you because your fortress is built from within. That fortress is your mind, and it is the last line of defense against anything life throws your way. So train your mind to be your ally, not your enemy. Cultivate the discipline to choose your thoughts carefully. Build the strength to face uncertainty without fear. And when the world tries to shake you, stand firm, because you have mastered your mind before the world could ever do it for you. Emotional control is not about bottling things up or pretending you don't feel. That's weakness disguised as strength. True power comes from feeling deeply, yet refusing to be ruled by those feelings. It's a discipline, a skill, a superpower that separates those who survive from those who thrive under pressure. You might think emotional control means being cold, detached, or unbreakable, but it's the exact opposite. It means having the courage to face every emotion head-on and the wisdom to decide how you will act on it. It means mastering the impulse to lash out, to freeze, or to run, and instead choosing your response with intention and clarity. When you're confronted with stress, fear, or anger, your brain floods your body with chemicals designed to protect you, fight, or flight. This is an automatic reaction that saved humanity countless times in history. But in today's world, these responses can betray you. They cloud your judgment, cause rash decisions, and destroy relationships. That's why emotional control is critical. It's not about suppressing the natural reactions, but about rising above them. When you feel the fire of anger burning inside you, that's normal. But when you act like a wildfire, consuming everything, you lose control of your destiny. The moment you pause, breathe, and observe your feelings, you reclaim your power. Imagine walking into a room where the stakes are high, whether it's a tense conversation, a heated argument, or a high-pressure negotiation. Your heart races, your palms sweat, your mind is screaming. In that split second, most people act on impulse, yelling, shutting down, or exploding with frustration. But what if you didn't? What if you could slow time, step outside your emotions, and respond with calm authority? That's emotional control. It's the difference between being a victim of your feelings and being the commander of your reactions. This ability to regulate your emotions under pressure doesn't just protect you, it gives you an undeniable advantage. You may ask, how do you develop this skill? It's not something you're born with. It's cultivated through practice and self-awareness. The first step is recognizing your emotional triggers. These are the moments, the words, or the situations that push your buttons and provoke strong reactions. Awareness is power. Once you identify what sparks your emotional response, you can prepare for it. You can build a mental strategy to face those triggers rather than be overwhelmed by them. This doesn't mean avoidance. On the contrary, it means engagement with control. You face your triggers with steady eyes and a steady heart. The next step is learning to create space between your emotions and your actions. When the heat rises, most people react immediately, an explosion or withdrawal. But if you can train yourself to pause, even for just a few seconds, you give your brain a chance to catch up. You move from the reactive part of the brain, the amygdala, to the prefrontal cortex, where reasoning and planning live. That pause is your moment of power. Use it to take a deep breath, observe your feelings without judgment, and choose the best possible response. Over time, this pause becomes second nature. It becomes your default reaction to emotional triggers. Practice this in everyday life. Start with small moments: the frustration in traffic, the criticism at work, the disappointment from a friend. When you feel that surge of emotion, stop, breathe. Observe what's happening inside you. Name the feeling: anger, sadness, fear. Recognize that these feelings are temporary visitors, not permanent residents. Then ask yourself, what's the most effective way to respond right now? This deliberate practice builds emotional muscle. It rewires your brain to stay calm when chaos strikes. Emotional control is not suppression, it's regulation. It means you acknowledge your feelings fully, but don't let them dictate your actions. Think of it as driving a car. Your emotions are the engine, powerful, essential, and sometimes unpredictable. Your willpower and discipline are the steering wheel. Without control, the engine runs wild and crashes. But with control, you direct that power where you want to go. This metaphor is key. Your emotions fuel your energy and passion. When you master them, you harness that energy toward your goals rather than self-destruction. There will be times when emotions threaten to overwhelm you. You might feel on the verge of breaking down or losing it completely. That's human. But the difference is in what you do next. Do you give in to the storm, or do you become the eye of the storm? Emotional control means choosing to remain steady, even when everything inside you feels like it's about to explode. It means having the resilience to face pain, disappointment, and anger with a calm heart and clear mind. Another powerful tool is perspective. When you learn to detach from the immediacy of your feelings, you gain clarity. You see situations for what they are, not magnified by fear or anger. This perspective allows you to make decisions based on facts, not emotions. It stops you from burning bridges or making irreversible mistakes in moments of weakness. Perspective gives you foresight, the ability to think about consequences before acting. That foresight is a weapon in your mental arsenal. Remember, emotional control is not about perfection. You will fail sometimes. You will lose your temper. You will feel overwhelmed. What sets you apart is your commitment to get back on track, to recognize where you slipped and choose to improve. That commitment creates momentum. Over time, your emotional responses become less reactive and more strategic. You develop a calm confidence that radiates and influences everyone around you. People sense when someone can handle pressure, and they gravitate toward that strength. In the heat of the moment, emotions will always try to hijack your brain, but you have the power to reclaim your mind and body. This power is built on self-awareness, deliberate practice, and unwavering commitment. It is the cornerstone of mental toughness. Without emotional control, you are vulnerable to manipulation, to poor choices, and to regret. With it, you become a force to be reckoned with, a person who can navigate storms with grace and strength. Emotional control also builds trust in yourself and from others. When you remain composed, people know they can rely on you. They see you as steady, reliable, and strong. This creates opportunities and builds relationships that would otherwise crumble in chaos. The emotionally controlled person becomes a leader, not because of title or power, but because of presence and influence. That presence can change rooms, change conversations, change lives. So, learn to feel deeply and act wisely. Honor your emotions, but don't be a slave to them. Use them as signals, not orders. Build the habit of pausing, observing, and responding with intention. Every moment you choose control over chaos, you build the foundation of a bulletproof mind. This is not easy work. It requires courage. It demands humility. But the reward is immeasurable. Emotional control transforms you from a reactive victim of circumstance to an empowered architect of your destiny. Pressure is not something you can avoid. It comes for everyone, without warning, without mercy. It doesn't care about your plans, your mood, or how ready you think you are. Pressure is the weight that bears down on your shoulders when expectations rise, when the stakes get higher, and when every second counts. The question is never whether pressure will come. It's how you will respond when it does. Will you let it crush you? Will you fold beneath it? Or will you rise? Will you use that pressure to forge yourself into something stronger, sharper, unbreakable? When you learn to see pressure not as an enemy, but as an opportunity, you gain a secret weapon. Pressure is a test, one that will reveal your true character. It exposes cracks you didn't know were there, but it also reveals strength you didn't realize you had. It's the heat in the fire that shapes steel. Without pressure, steel remains soft and weak. But put it in the flames, and it becomes tough, resilient, ready to cut through anything. The same is true for you. The challenges, the demands, the moments when everything seems to hang in the balance, those are your forging moments. How you respond defines who you are. In my experience, I've seen people break under pressure in seconds. A single failure to manage stress can unravel everything. It's not because they lack ability or talent. It's because they lack perspective and preparation. Mental toughness isn't some abstract concept. It's practical. It's a muscle you build through repeated exposure to discomfort, difficulty, and challenge. It's choosing to face pressure head-on, knowing it will hurt, but trusting it will make you stronger. It's the relentless refusal to give in, no matter how much the world tries to bury you. Pressure tests your focus. When everything is on the line, when deadlines loom, or lives depend on your decisions, your mind can either sharpen or scatter. This is the moment that separates the average from the exceptional. You might feel panic bubbling up. Your heart pounds, your breath quickens, your hands tremble. This is natural. But it doesn't have to dictate your outcome. The key is how you channel that energy. Do you let it consume you, or do you harness it? The mentally strong understand that pressure is adrenaline. It's fuel, not a foe. They turn that surge of energy into laser focus, clarity, and decisive action. Think about elite athletes, soldiers, first responders. They don't wait for pressure to be comfortable. They train under intense conditions to mimic real-life stress. That training is what keeps them steady when it matters most. You must do the same with your mind. You must train yourself to embrace pressure rather than avoid it. The moments that push you beyond your comfort zone are the very moments where growth happens. Don't shy away. Lean into the discomfort. Welcome the challenge. Let it mold you. But embracing pressure doesn't mean ignoring your limits or risking reckless behavior. It means knowing yourself deeply, understanding where your breaking points lie and preparing for them. It means building routines and habits that anchor you when the storm hits. Sleep, nutrition, exercise, meditation. These are not luxuries. They are essential tools in your arsenal. When your body is strong, your mind follows. When you cultivate discipline in small things, you build resilience for the big battles. Another crucial element is mindset. Pressure will expose your beliefs about yourself. If you see yourself as fragile or incapable, pressure will confirm it. But if you see yourself as adaptable and powerful, pressure becomes proof of your strength. Change the narrative you tell yourself. Instead of, "I can't handle this," say, "I am being forged." Instead of, "This is too much," say, "This is exactly what I need." Words have power. The stories you repeat become your reality. Pressure also demands presence. It's easy to get lost in what could go wrong, in future fears, or past mistakes. But under pressure, the only moment that matters is now. The ability to stay present, to focus on the task at hand without distraction, is one of the greatest weapons you can wield. Practice grounding techniques. Find your breath. Lock in. When you give your full attention to the present moment, the noise fades. Your mind clears. You act with precision. Remember, pressure is not permanent. It comes and goes. What lasts is how you respond. Some crumble and carry the weight like a burden that breaks them over time. Others transform it into armor, something that makes them bulletproof. Your choice is simple but profound. Let pressure break you, or let it build you. This doesn't mean pressure won't hurt. It will. It will test you to your core. But pain isn't weakness. Pain is a signal. It's proof that you're alive and growing. Each time you endure it and keep moving forward, you gain strength. You build stamina for the next trial. You become someone who can face any storm and stand tall. Pressure also reveals what truly matters. When the world closes in, distractions fade. Your priorities crystallize. You see what you will fight for, what you won't compromise, and what is worth every ounce of effort. This clarity is a gift. It helps you cut through noise and focus on what drives you. It fuels determination and resilience. It lights the fire inside. But let me be clear. Being bulletproof doesn't mean being unfeeling or invincible. It means being strong enough to feel deeply and keep going anyway. It means embracing vulnerability and courage in the same breath. It means showing up when it's hard, not when it's easy. It means understanding that strength and softness can coexist. Pressure is the ultimate test, but it's also the ultimate opportunity. It's a chance to rise above doubt, fear, and limitation. It's a chance to prove to yourself that you are capable of far more than you imagined. It's a chance to forge a mindset that no challenge can shatter. The choice is yours. Will you let pressure break you, or will you become stronger because of it? Every person who is truly bulletproof, mentally and emotionally, knows one unshakable truth. You must define your code before the world tries to define it for you. Without a clear set of principles, values, and beliefs guiding your decisions, you become like a ship without a rudder, at the mercy of the tides, the winds, and every passing storm. The world will try to tell you who to be, how to act, what to want, and how far you can go. But if you don't stand firm in your own truth, those voices will drown out your own. And that's the moment you lose yourself. You need a personal code, a compass that guides every step you take, every choice you make, and every challenge you face. This code is not something you borrow from others or pick up because it sounds good. It's something you create deeply and intentionally from your own experiences, your values, and your vision for who you want to be. This is your non-negotiable foundation. When everything else is uncertain or chaotic, your code keeps you grounded, steady, and true. When pressure mounts and the world pushes back hard, it's your code that becomes your anchor. It's what prevents you from bending to fit someone else's expectations or compromising your integrity for convenience. It's what gives you the strength to say no to toxic influences, to shortcuts, to easy but empty victories. Defining your code means deciding what you will stand for, what you will fight for, and what you will never sacrifice, even when it costs you. This is not a simple exercise. It requires courage and self-awareness. You have to look honestly at yourself. What do you value most? Is it honesty, loyalty, courage, compassion, discipline? Is it responsibility, respect, perseverance? Write it down. Say it out loud. Live it out every day. Because words without action are meaningless. Your code must be your practice, your habit, your lifestyle. Living by your code also means you accept accountability. No blaming others, no excuses. When you make mistakes or fall short, you own it. You learn from it. You adjust and move forward. This kind of ownership is rare. Most people want to shift blame or avoid responsibility. But bulletproof people understand that accountability is power. It frees you from victimhood and puts you in control of your own life. When you live by a personal code, you radiate confidence and clarity. People can sense it. They know you are reliable, consistent, and trustworthy. Your words match your actions. You don't have to explain yourself or justify your decisions. You operate from a place of authenticity and strength. This builds respect and influence far beyond what words alone can achieve. But having a code also means being ready to stand alone if necessary. The world won't always agree with you. In fact, the path to becoming bulletproof is often a lonely one. Standing by your principles may cost you friends, approval, or comfort. But the alternative, selling out your truth for acceptance, is far worse. When you define your code and live by it, you embrace the discomfort of integrity. You choose honor over ease, courage over conformity. Your code is a living thing. It grows as you grow. You will refine it, challenge it, and strengthen it over time. It becomes the lens through which you view every situation. When faced with tough decisions, your code lights the way. When others waver, your code steadies you. It becomes the voice in your head that says, "This is who I am. This is what I stand for." And that voice is louder than any external pressure. Consider the moments when you felt lost or uncertain. Chances are, those were moments when your connection to your code was weak or unclear. Reconnecting with your core values brings immediate clarity and peace. It stops the noise. It centers you. It reminds you that no matter what chaos surrounds you, you are anchored in your truth. Defining your code also means choosing what you won't tolerate. Boundaries are a crucial part of living with integrity. They protect your energy, your time, and your peace of mind. Without boundaries, you become a target for manipulation, distraction, and burnout. Saying no is an act of strength, not selfishness. It's saying to the world, I respect myself enough to protect what matters. Your code helps you draw these lines firmly and respectfully. Living by your code means embracing discipline in all areas of your life. It means showing up consistently, even when you don't feel like it. It means doing the right thing when no one is watching. It means choosing long-term gain over short-term gratification. Discipline is the bridge between your values and your actions. Without it, your code is just an idea. With it, your code becomes reality. There will be moments when your code is tested. Temptations will come disguised as opportunities. Doubts will whisper that you can take shortcuts. Pressure will push you to compromise. These moments are inevitable. What separates those who become mentally bulletproof from those who fall apart is the unwavering commitment to their code. It's the ability to look temptation in the eye and say, not today. To remind yourself why you started. To choose integrity over ease every single time. Your code is also your source of resilience. When life knocks you down, it's your values that pull you back up. It's your belief in something bigger than the moment's hardship that gives you strength to keep going. Without a code, you drift. With a code, you have purpose. Purpose fuels persistence. Persistence builds power. And power is not something you take from others. True power comes from within, rooted in who you are, what you believe, and how you live. It's quiet, steady, and unshakable. It's the difference between being a leaf blown by every wind and being a mountain that stands through every storm. Defining your code is not about perfection. You will make mistakes. You will stumble. But your code is your guide back to yourself. It's the standard you hold yourself to, even when it's hard. It reminds you that being bulletproof is a journey, not a destination. It's a commitment to living with honor, courage, and authenticity every single day. So take the time to look inward, reflect on your values, write them down, say them aloud, live them out loud. Let your code be your compass through the chaos. When the world tries to pull you in every direction, your code keeps you steady. When pressure builds, your code keeps you strong. When doubt creeps in, your code reminds you who you are. This is how you become truly bulletproof. Listen closely. You don't need a badge or a title to command strength. You don't need to be on some battlefield or behind a podium to prove your mental toughness. Your life right now is the arena where your mind and spirit are tested. Every challenge you face, big or small, is an opportunity to choose who you become. The choice to crumble under pressure or to stand taller, stronger, and more resolute is in your hands. Right now, you have the power to decide how your story will be written. Understand this clearly. Weakness is a choice. Strength is a decision. You are not a victim of circumstance unless you surrender your power. Every time you allow fear, doubt, or anger to hijack your mind, you give away the control you deserve to hold. But every moment you reclaim that control, by breathing, by focusing, by choosing your response, you build armor around your soul. This armor doesn't make you invincible. It makes you unbreakable. It gives you the clarity to face uncertainty without hesitation, the courage to push through pain, and the resilience to rise every time you fall. There is no magic switch. There is no sudden transformation. Becoming mentally bulletproof is a relentless journey. It is waking up every morning and choosing discipline over distraction, courage over comfort, focus over fear. It's pushing through the exhaustion, the voices telling you to quit, the temptation to take the easy way out. It is the quiet, unseen decisions you make each day that stack up and build your mental fortress. You must embrace discomfort. Growth is not found in comfort zones. It is forged in the fires of challenge. When life gets hard, lean in. When pressure builds, don't resist it. Welcome it. Remind yourself that this moment is your forge, your training ground. You are being shaped and tempered to a level far beyond what you believed possible. Every setback, every failure, every painful lesson is an investment in the warrior you are becoming. Mental bulletproofing is about owning your story. It's about accepting your flaws and mistakes without letting them define you. It's about forgiving yourself, learning fast, and refusing to be shackled by past failures. You grow not by hiding from your weaknesses, but by confronting them head-on. You build strength by acknowledging where you are today and committing to where you want to be tomorrow. That commitment, that relentless refusal to settle, is what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. Remember, you control your narrative. No one else holds that power. You decide what meaning to give to your experiences. You decide which voices you listen to and which you silence. You decide the legacy you will leave. This is not passive. This is active, deliberate, intentional living. It means taking responsibility for your mindset and your choices. It means standing in your own power even when the world tries to knock you down. Strength is not about being unfeeling. It's about feeling deeply and still choosing to move forward. It's about courage in the face of fear, persistence when hope feels distant, and clarity when confusion reigns. The mentally bulletproof person feels every emotion but doesn't let those emotions dictate their actions. They respond with precision, calm, and intention. This is what true power looks like. As you move forward from here, I challenge you to commit. Commit to the process of becoming unshakable. Commit to mastering your mind, controlling your emotions, and harnessing pressure as your ally. Commit to defining your personal code and living by it with integrity. These are not easy tasks. They require grit, they require sacrifice, but they will transform your life. You will face setbacks. You will stumble. That is guaranteed. But what is also guaranteed is your ability to get back up stronger every time. You have the strength within you right now. It's waiting for you to claim it. Your mind is the most powerful weapon you possess. Train it, protect it, lead it. This is your battlefield. This is your life. No one else can do this for you. This is your fight, your journey, your evolution. So take control of your mindset today. Choose to be the person who stands firm when others fall. Choose to be mentally bulletproof, and from here, the rest is up to you.